It's time for the Luke Howard Show, and guess what? It's live! Thank you very much, thank you! It's always great to have an audience, especially on this show. Morning all, it is Tuesday the 5th of May 2020, and of course it's lovely to have you here on this fine, beautiful sunny day. And yes, today's show is live. Yay! It's live. Today's show is live right the way around till 10:45, so sit back, relax, put the kettle on, make yourself a cuppa, make yourself some, maybe a full English breakfast or something. Maybe you're listening while you're cooking the breakfast, maybe, or listening maybe while you're making yourself a cuppa, or maybe you've only just got up. Whatever you're doing this morning, and however you're spending your morning today, spend it in the company of me, the one and the only Luke Howard. So great to be here again this week, so great to be here. But we're only here for 4 days this week. 4 days, because it is a very special day on Friday. Very, very, very special day. I don't suppose you saw on social media last night that what we put out last night on social media. Yes, we're only here 4 days this week because on Friday it's VE Day, and that means a lot to me, and it means a lot to me and my family. So we'll be sitting outside our front garden, sipping on my cup of tea and eating finger sandwiches and homemade cakes, scones, and a whole lot more. So we'll be doing lots of English stuff on Friday, because I am British anyway, so, you know, I'm a British person. I'm a British human being, I live in Hertfordshire. That's what I am. So this Friday, that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm also going to be off all over the weekend, because we shall be celebrating it over the weekend as well. So just thought I'd let you know that I'm here 4 days this week, and then I'm off for a lovely long weekend, and then I shall be back on Monday with a brand new week of the one and the only show, the Luke Howard Show. When it's all over, I shall be back. So I'm here till Thursday, and then I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I'm back on Monday with another great week of the one and the only show, the Luke Howard Show. And yes, it's 6 shows next week. It will all be back to normal next week. All back to normal next week. 6 shows, okay? 6 shows next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. That's all back to normal next week. Are 6 shows. It's just this week that we're doing 4 days because of the VE Day. So just thought I'd let everybody know about that. So we're here 4 days. So for those who just joined, I've just said that we're here 4 days this week, and then we're off for a long weekend, and I'm back on Monday with another great week. So just thought I'd let you know. Right, okay, so let's get the show on the road today, because I want to start off by talking about something absolutely pathetic. They're reopening up, they've already opened up Greggs and Simmons. Now, Simmons is a baker's in Hertfordshire, and they've opened it back up. Now, they've also been opening up Greggs, and now Burger King has reopened back up. And you know what? I wouldn't even bother queuing up in this queue, to be honest with you, because there's a great big queue outside Burger King. I don't even like Burger King, but there's a big queue right outside. Now, who the bloody hell would want to sit in a queue for hours and hours and hours to get into a place like this? The drive-through queue is enormous. It is terrible. It goes right the way out onto the main road. A lot of people can't even get by on the main road because the queue's so big. What idiot would want to do that? What idiot would want to sit in a queue? It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Have anyone else got anything better to do than sit in a queue for 5.5 hours, as my mother would say? All that time sitting in a queue waiting to go into Burger King. I'd rather be doing something else than doing that. Pathetic. So drivers decided to they've been driving in yesterday. This was on Friday the 1st of May. This was on Friday last week. They decided to queue up outside Burger King because it reopened since the lockdown. Now, huge queues formed as the fast food joint. Well, this is at Havant in Hants. Where's Hants? Where's that? Northamptonshire, I think this is. And it began serving at noon, and staff were wearing PPE, handed over takeaway orders, with gloves on obviously, while the number of customers, they all peaked at the drive-thru at dinner time. Now Burger King announced more branches would open again this week, which is this week as well, and more branches would of course open across the whole country. And it's aimed to be and have at least one outlet up and running in every city by the end of this month, would you believe, May the 31st. I shouldn't think they should open though, should they? I don't think it should open at all. To be honest, they shouldn't open it until the government have said that everywhere could open back up again. So they've done it, and there's nothing much we can do about it at the moment. So a sign on the front door at the Havant Burger King, which is open until 11 o'clock at night, they all stated that delivery driver collections only. They're not allowed to go inside the shop, the cafe, the restaurant. They're not allowed to go inside at all. They're not allowed to go inside at all. Just through the drive-through, and that's it. There was. I think they've already locked it anyway. They've locked the door anyway, so there's no point going, trying banging on the door, asking them to get in. There's no point. So it was steaming all day, and there was more people at dinner time. And they said, "I can't believe so many people rushed out. Some were leaving a little behind too." So. Yeah, it's pathetic. So, and they're also saying about exams as well. So, what is happening about schools? So, teachers could be quality of unconscious of conscious race bias when they predict children's exam results this summer. It is claimed now disabled kids could also be unfairly treated. The Equalities and Human Rights Commission warned that exam board officials say that students could sit exams in the autumn if they were unhappy with awarded grades. So going back to this Burger King thing, don't you think it's ridiculous? I mean, would you want to sit in that queue? Would you? 07593 847 105 is the number to call or text, or you could call that number, or you could find us on social media. And where was this Burger King? It was in Hampshire. It was in Hampshire town, apparently, in a Hampshire town called. I'm not sure what the name of the Hampshire town was called. Havant in Hampshire. I'm sorry, but I would not allow that at all. I'm sorry, that is not right. You think of all the traffic on the main road. Come on, people, really? What is this world coming to? Queuing outside on the main roads, waiting to get into Burger King. It does make you laugh, though. It's like, what if they open McDonald's and the same thing happens to that as well? I think they are opening McDonald's back up, but we're not quite sure when. But it'll be soon, though. It will be soon, but we just don't know when about it. They're going to open it all back up. Does anyone else know about that today? No one else knows about it at all. So, hundreds of British lives have been saved because lockdown has been put on a lid on pollution. There are among 11,000 fewer deaths across Europe now as a nitrogen dioxide, that's a posh word for me to say, from road traffic and heavy industry fell 40% in a month. And that's what experts. Now, experts. What do I think about experts? Experts know nothing, people. Okay? They know nothing. So don't listen to what experts say. Experts know nothing. So in Britain, an estimated 1,752 deaths from asthma, strokes, and of course, other effects of pollution were, prevented. And the total was, second only to Germany's 2008. Now, there were also said to be 6,000 fewer new cases of asthma in children, 1.3 million fewer days taken off work, and 1,900 fewer visits to hospitals, A&Es, because of asthma attacks, and 600 fewer, premature births, of course. So, coal power plants in Britain have also not been generating power for more than 2 weeks, while oil burning is also down the finish in line. And of course, researchers said that they concluded the COVID-19 crisis was brought untold. Now, suffering and its side effects should not be celebrated. Yep, of course, I know what you're thinking. However, these findings are a striking demonstration of a benefit to public health. So we leave that one there because I want to talk about Boy George now. Boy George from, of course, the Karma Chameleon band. Amazing band. Karma Chameleon. Great band. Absolutely brilliant. Now, Boy George has revealed while he missed the iconic Live Aid concert, he was otherwise engaged chemically. The Culture Club frontman did not perform in the 1985 show despite singing on Band-Aids. Do they know it's Christmas time? Now, why are we talking about Christmas time? It's beginning of May, but we have to talk about it anyway. Now, a few months before Boy George recorded that song, he told the Grounded with Louis Farrock's podcast, One Messed It Up, I was otherwise engaged chemically, he said. Now, I think it was a stroke of luck, but we didn't do it, he said, because I wasn't in a fit state to do it. Now, Live Aid was a charity concert, as everybody know, in aid of Africa's poor people, and phenomenal stars including Queen, David Bowie. Queen, really? Oh yeah, of course, because I remember that. Queen. Well, I wasn't around. I just remember listening to it at Christmas time, and we have it on every Christmas, and we see them a lot on there. Yeah, I do remember because I've seen it a few times. Queen. I didn't see David Bowie in there. Bob Dylan and organiser Bob Geldof performed at Wembley Stadium and the John F. Kennedy Arena in Philadelphia, and it ended up raising around 150 million quid. Would you believe? Now, Karma Chameleon singer George said, "We are originally asked, but I think everyone who was just looking in the state of me and going, well, this might be more harmful than good. So they basically didn't follow it up on it, apparently, so who knows. He also said that the Florix, he thought that the presenter was on drugs when he drugs, and saw him on Graham Norton's show last year. He later deleted a tweet asking, "What's wrong with Louis Florix?" George said, "One of the things as a recovering addict is I often watch people, well, most times, and I'm completely wrong, granted with Louis Florix." It's available to listen to the BBC Sounds, by the way, on every Monday, and it's on big broadcast on Radio 4 every Wednesday. So you can listen on a Monday and a Wednesday. So it's very good. It's very good. I've listened to it. It's very, very good. Now, George's life is set to appear on the big screen next year, and the singer told the Sunday Times that he was, well, a real chance. He told the Sunday Times that he was unsure how he would emerge from it. Oh, he said it will enchant whatever myths. And he met Prince, of course, and he was quite odd. And he said, I didn't walk off, disappointed. He said, come on, I'm not interested in these people, and I don't know what to do one. He said, and I don't think of them either. Okay, so we will leave that there. Okay, I want to talk about Lewis Hamilton now, because I've got a little story about him. I mean, I'll get to that in a minute. But Lewis Hamilton has said he won't be slow on speaking out against climate change. Now, I know Lewis Hamilton. I don't know who he is, but I know of him. He went to school in Stevenage. I didn't go to school in Stevenage, but I know who he is, because he goes to a racetrack, which is literally just round the corner from where my nanny Vi lives, my other nan. Because my nan lives round the corner from this Rye House racetrack, which is where he goes and does a lot of racetracking. So I know where he does the racing. He lives down. He doesn't live in Hoddesdon, but I know where he goes and does his karting. He goes and does a lot of kart racing around Rye House, because my nan is around the corner from there. So I know it very well. So the British Formula 1 champion 35 recently told his plane for a reported 25 million and said he did not care about any externalisations of hippotherapy and may come this way. Hamilton said that climate is a change and poses a serious threat. Each of us must protect his future and that of the next generation. Being a pilot and these positions always bring me criticism, but you don't have to be perfect to make your own contribution. Okay, we must press on now to another story, because I want to talk about sports now. Now, okay, I'm sure a lot of people have read this story or have experienced it in the paper maybe, or thought, okay, I'm not going to read it, but okay. So, maybe it's what you thought, but this is what I'm going to say. So, it made more likely that the government would deal with the pandemic successful. Now, this is with only 14% saying less likely, but there are nervousness about relaxing of this lockdown, and with more than 6 in 10 people, 62% being worried that if the current measures are relaxed at all, it will do worse damage to the UK's economy and overall health. There is also significant confidence in the significant advice, and the government uses as the basis for its decisions. There are more than 1 in 5 people, 22%, were highly confident, 67% were majority, so somewhat confident, and just 12% are not all confident about it. Now, they think it's all over, but my uncle Paul, if he's listening today, I'm talking about Spurs here, by the way, Spurs. So, if you think it's all over, half of us want this football season. Of course, so does my uncle. He's mad on Spurs. He goes to all the games every single week. Paul Butler, morning Paul, if you're listening. Now, which has seen grounds such as Spurs. He's going to go mad now. Spurs left empty for months to be cancelled. I know a lot of Spurs fans, and I know exactly what their reactions to that would be. Okay, so I want to talk about Charlotte's birthday wishes now. Now, there's a new picture of Charlotte. I think it's Princess Charlotte, shared by her mum Kate, of course, the other day, to mark the Princess' 5th birthday. Happy birthday, Princess Charlotte, by the way. When was Princess Charlotte's birthday? Saturday. Happy birthday, Princess Charlotte, for Saturday. Yeah, happy birthday to you. So it followed a series of similar snaps showing Charlotte helping with food deliveries to vulnerable people, and was posted on the Kensington Royal social media accounts. It was captured, "Thank you for all your lovely messages on Princess Charlotte's 5th birthday. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are very pleased to share a new photograph of Princess Charlotte taken by the Duchess this April. A previous day for photos were shared of Charlotte handing out pasta, and she made with the parents and siblings George VI and Louis II at their royal home. This is Anna Hall in Norfolk, which I know Norfolk very, very, very well. I go on about 4 different holidays to there a year. I love Norfolk, it's an amazing place. I don't blame them. They loaded their handmade produce into boxes before taking them out to isolating pensioners. One photo showed Charlotte, who was wearing a black and white checked coloured dress, knocking at a resident's front door as she dropped off the food. And an onlooker said the family got